I'm Kristen.
I'm Andy.
Together we're Team Krandy,
and this is our life on the road. Today we wanted to share with you our present campsite location, which is in the San Rafael Swell Recreation Area, better known as Utah's Little Grand Canyon. So stay tuned.
Welcome back to our channel, everyone. We're so glad you could join us today. Like Andy said, we're staying at the Little Grand Canyon in Utah. We're camped on the Wedge Overlook. We've been here for about a week now, and we just had to share this area with you. It has definitely been our most favorite campsite of all time. We're camped literally 15 feet away from the canyon rim. This area has lots of hiking trails and definitely tons of history. There's dinosaur tracks and bones everywhere. There's been people living here for thousands of years. They left tons of artifacts and art in the form of petroglyphs and pictographs, and we'll definitely be showing those to you.
And of course, it would be impossible for me to stay in an area like this without sending up the drone.
Just wanted to give you guys an idea of how close our campsite actually is to the canyon rim. So I'm going to go out our door here. And already you can see the edge. And we're at the canyon. And it is absolutely gorgeous here. If we could stay longer than 2 weeks, we definitely would.
We are here at the Buckhorn Wash pictograph panel.
Now the unique thing about this panel is that there's actually two different civilizations that have left their mark on the wall behind us. There's been evidence of people living in this area now for 12,000 years. The first civilization came through And they painted on the walls using dyes, and they are called the pictographs. And the second civilization came through probably about 800 years ago, and they actually etched into the wall using a rock or a tool of some sort, and they are called petroglyphs.
So I guess we're going to take a walk over now and check out all the different symbols that have been on this wall for a really long time. People of the Fremont culture pecked these figures into the rock about 1,000 years ago. They suspect that one of these figures is a sheep.
Sure looks like a sheep to me. At least 2,000 years ago, people of the Barrier Canyon culture painted most of the panel's images.
Now the symbols that you see on the panel in front are slowly getting wiped away. They're being erased by nature. And they're being erased by wind, water, and ice. Wind on the left is a faint art panel sanded off by wind and dust. Water in the center, streaks of rainwater from high on the cliff are slowly covering a painting with mineral deposits. And ice. Under the long row of spots to the right, you see a large section of rock which may have broken away from ice forming behind it.
And they don't know if there was any art on this panel before it broke away. Snakes are seen many times on this rock face, but this drawing singles out one snake and one human. Is the arm raised in greeting, or is the human throwing something at the snake? It is possible that the snake was a symbol of a clan or family group. The snake appears as a symbol all across North America, in many cultures and time periods.
On this panel in front of us is just so many different types of symbols that have been painted, representing different things. The archaeologists really don't know a whole lot about the artwork that has been left on this panel. You'll see that the symbols, the figures in front of me have, there's 4 of them. The chests have been pecked out. This was done intentionally. Archaeologists don't really know why this was done. They don't know if it represented some type of ceremonial release of the power of the art, or if these beings were ritually killed. But they do know that the pecking was intentional. You'll also notice that a couple of the symbols originally were painted with red, but a couple of them have been painted over with a yellow. They don't know who did this. They don't know why it was done. All they know is that it was done a long, long time ago. And this panel is just filled with different symbols. And I actually kind of had to pan this to try to get them all in. And we'll slowly make our way down, and we'll discuss a little bit more about each of these symbols that we'll see.
So all of the pictures on this wall were done by different people, and I think this one in front of us now is definitely the most intricate. There's so many details in the painting, so many different figures and animals in there, and yet some of them actually have their chests pecked out as well. So we don't know who did that or when. But it's just really awesome. The artists and their audience knew what the long designs or fringe on the symbols in front of us meant, but people no longer know what that means. And they think it could have been either rain or lines of power. they know it was intentionally done, drawn that way. Either way, I think it's kind of creepy looking. But to each his own.
Yeah, some of the symbols really look angelic, while others look like demons. The rock face that you see in front of us looks much like an ordinary rock face that you see all around in these areas. But it's just truly amazing to know that on this rock face are these symbols that have been painted thousands of years ago. And it's only 150 feet away from the road. And it actually looks like a construction site with all those boulders that you see at the foot of the rock face. But they came from the overhang above. Unfortunately, that's all of the symbols that they have on this panel. And we're hoping to make our way down the road now to see some petroglyphs. Okay, we've arrived at the other rock art site just a few miles down from the Buckhorn Wash pictograph panel. And you'll see here some, not pictographs, although there are a few pictographs that appear to have been done in black on this rock face. But most of what you see here are petroglyphs. I just wish we knew what these people were trying to say in these pictures. I mean, I can't help but to think that there was some type of family here. And who knows if these dots that were carved or etched into the rock face, if they represent some type of measure of distance. Who really knows? See some more people here. And then just above them to the left, you will see pictographs. You follow this and it's almost like this small group of people or a family were on some type of journey. And then you see these symbols where it looks like there were trees and mountains. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was some symbolization of migratory movement, or if it was directions. Who really knows? I don't know, that looks like some type of hunter. Maybe going after some game. They do know that there were a lot of bighorn sheep in this area a long time ago, and they're still in this area as well. But we just figured we would share this other rock face with everyone. I just love it. Like I said, I just wish I wish we knew what story they were trying to tell here. But they do know that it was the Fremont civilization, culture. And to be honest with you, I really haven't looked it up yet to know what the Fremont culture was. And that's about it. Like I said, we just wanted to share this with you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you are considering camping here at the Little Grand Canyon in Utah, there are some things you probably should know. First, this is BLM land, which means you are allowed to camp here for free. There is a 14-day maximum stay limit. There are no hookups here, which means there's no electric or water. However, there is a vault toilet. The campsites here run a little small. I'd say there's only 2 or 3 campsites that are big enough to accommodate a trailer up to 24 feet. So these sites are more suitable for people like us that have smaller travel trailers or small Class C's, and of course Class B's, vans, or tents.
Now the closest grocery store is probably about 20 or 30 miles away, so you can definitely stock up on supplies before you come out here. This has definitely been my most favorite campsite of all time. It is so beautiful here, and I really hope we come back someday.
Yeah, one of the most frequent questions that we're asked by people as we're on the road is where our favorite place has been so far. And up until now, I've always said Grand Canyon National Park in Arizona. You know, the canyon is just so epic. But now, the Little Grand Canyon here in Utah is my most favorite. It is obviously it's a scaled down version of the Grand Canyon. However, the camping here is free. And it is just so much more accessible. It is quieter, a lot less people, so that you can actually enjoy it more in a more peaceful and tranquil setting. Yeah.
If you like this video, be sure to let us know by giving us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our future videos.